Hi.
Hi.
Welcome back to Terminally.
Bald.
Yep, I just made fun of him because he's always going, balding, baldy. And I'm like, that's not really our name. But, I still let him do it because it's, fun and funky.
That's true, but up until the treatment that removes my hair, I shaved it.
True.
Does it matter?
But you've been bald. Terminal means,
That's true.
Forever.
No,
or, it's not going away. And,
right.
you've been bald
You're right.
for,
Wait,
20...
Wait. Cheers.
Oh, my gosh.
Cheers.
Boop. What are you drinking?
The same thing you're drinking. No, you're drinking different. I'm sorry.
I'm drinking a non-alcoholic Corona.
Yeah, it's non-alcoholic, but it's really good. If you haven't seen this,
He's
Sam
drinking.
Adams. It's their IPA. It's non-alcoholic. See that? Non-alcoholic.
Can I try it?
Yeah.
On cam?
Sure.
Taste test.
Why not? You're 25. How old are you?
Yeah, I'm too old. 25 years old.
You're old enough. You gotta like IPAs, though. IPAs are good. I used to
I
like
actually like that. That's tastes lighter than the IPAs that you typically drink. IPAs just taste like grapefruit to me. Sour,
Yeah.
Bitter grapefruit.
But it's got that kind of that real hoppy flavor that I like.
Yeah.
That's really good. Hoppy.
You always throw around the word hoppy and don't know what it means.
Well, it means...
Tastes like the barrel?
You know what a hop is, right?
It's like the...
It's a plant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just know what it looks... I can't explain it, but I know what it looks like.
Yeah. Anyway. Doesn't matter. I can't drink anymore.
Right.
I don't know if it has hops in there or not. It may be. Anyway. Tonight, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to talk about my Sigma Chi fraternity.
Yeah.
Which is and you were in a sorority.
I was in a sorority. I was in Sigma Kappa.
Sigma Kappa. See? Sigma.
Sigma.
And it kind of sounds like Sigma Chi. Sigma Kappa.
Sigma Kappa.
And that was one of the reasons I liked you joining that sorority. I didn't know anything else about it.
I went to University of Alabama where it was very expensive.
Yes.
So you weren't very keen on me joining until I was in it.
I told Mom she's paying for it, so she did. I never saw the bills.
And she did because she's a great mom.
Yes, she is a great mom.
I did want to point out how I am wearing funky earrings today, and there's
you
real snake vertebrae on them.
Yeah.
And I got them at the Orlando Science Center. I think they're cool.
Yeah, so you didn't kill something to make them.
That's good. It was from a taxidermist. The person who makes the jewelry works with a taxidermist.
Cool.
Takes all the leftover bones to make jewelry, which I think is cool.
I think wearing bones on your ear is really hip.
Wait, that's funny.
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha.
Anyway, I want to talk about Sigma Chi. Whenever anybody talks about fraternities, you call them frats. We never call ours a frat because to us that was an insult to use the word frat. But a lot of fraternities are looked at as big party places, and we partied. Don't get me wrong, we were partied, but we also really created a bond with each other because our when we looked out for someone to join or give them a bid to be a pledge at our fraternity, our main different temperaments, talents, and convictions. Mm-hmm. So you didn't have to be we wanted you to be successful. And all those things, but we allowed different people. There could be. We had a guy join our fraternity who was Jewish, so we were, even though we're a Christian kind of based fraternity, but we allowed anybody that had, like I said, different temperaments, talents, and convictions. So
right.
That created for me a really cool spot because we had different people involved and joined the fraternity than all just one group. That all the guys look the same, wear the same polo shirts and all that stupid stuff. We had guys that come from all backgrounds, and it created a really a cool spot. It's funny because some of the stories from being a Sigma Chi. Every summer they do called an anchor splash.
Oh, DG at Alabama did something similar to that.
Really?
It wasn't every summer, but
so we invited all the potential pledges to come in from school. We invited them in, and so my first anchor splash was really fun. It was they did a big outdoor tiki bar and they built a pool. They dug out the ground and put plastic down and put a pool in.
No way, that sounds fun.
It was fun. It was such a big group there. It was a party. It was fun. But my first Sigma Chi I ever met was Glenn Shaw. Mm-hmm. Mr. Shaw,
yeah.
Alabama guy, lives in Birmingham.
Yep.
And at the time, he was dating one of the girls in our high school at Opelika, and he was like, "Y'all got to come over to Sigma Chi." So me and Tim Pierce went over and went to the Anchor Splash and just had a blast. And of course, we came in the fall to start school, and I was going to be a Sigma Chi. There's no doubt about it. I did get a bid from Delta Chi. I think Pi Cap. I'm not sure. I don't really remember. I remember the Delta Chi one because Don Jeffries was their guy at Delta Chi in Troy, and they would have me in their big fraternity house, take me in the back room, and I was just going over there to find girls.
Right.
So we go over there, and of course they pulled me in the back room and they gave me their bid, and I think at the time I'd already accepted Sigma Chi's bid.
Ooh, T.
But anyway, I mean, Sigma Chi is awesome. They're still awesome this day. Most people don't understand. There's probably 60 of us that we get together every year, and we've got this bond. We just believe in each other and we support each other. And it's, after, I was initiated in 1983.
Wow.
And a lot of my friends are shocked when I talk about us getting together, because when I was at Troy, I got to school at Troy, went through my pledgeship, and my big brother Jay Davis, who came here today to see me
Yesterday.
lives in the
Yesterday.
Oh, yesterday.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes, yesterday. He lives in the Panhandle. Lives in Panama City.
I didn't know that.
And Panama
PCB.
City, Fort Walton. I don't know. Sorry, brain's slow to pick up.
It's fine.
But he was my big brother, and it was so cool. So when you get a pledge ship and you accept the bid, you have to do your stuff and prove that you're worthy enough to make the fraternity. But we did a lot of fun stuff. When your big brother gets announced, you stand in line behind, your back's to them, you don't know who it is, and then you turn around and meet your big brother. Of course, Jay Davis is like 6'7", so he's a big guy, a little 5'8" me, which they told me recently in the hospital that I've shrunk. I'm now 5'7". Like, what the hell? I must be getting old.
It's the old age.
Yeah,
your bones are wearing down.
I said that now. All my daughters are taller than me.
I'm 5'5", but
I know.
when I'm
You're
standing
not.
next to you when we're taking pictures and stuff, I am taller because I'm wearing heels or something.
Yeah, true. So anyway, you get it if you're good. Not all brothers got little brothers. Most did, but so if you're lucky, I got 2 little brothers in my whole active membership. Rodney Weaver was my little brother. And Alan Fleming, God rest his soul, he passed away a couple years ago. Yeah, good man. I mean, I love him, and Rodney's still alive. Rodney Weaver called me today, so we're still so close. But the things you go through when you're an active member at the fraternity is just a lot of stuff. Being responsible, you've got to go out into the public and the community and highly represent. And we grew so fast, Eta Phi Sigma Chi. We grew so fast that all the other, I know one for sure, Pi Cap had a little short member, and every time we played them in sports, he dressed up as a gnat, and they called us the Sigma Chi Gnats because there were so many of us. Everybody was jealous because we had so many, and all our guys were top notch. I mean, I can tell you, we have many doctors, many attorneys. We have a congressman, mayor, and all came from Eta Phi. All these guys did high end. Oh, by the way,
Sorry,
thank
you got a hair on your hat.
Thank you, Miss Taya Abbott. She gave me this hat tonight.
It's
Had to be at
cute.
a work day. Isn't it?
It matches his shirt really well.
Yeah,
with the
little gold,
yellow,
blue and old gold. Blue and old gold is our
Sorry,
color.
it's gold, not yellow. Pardon me.
But what was I talking about? I forget now. Sigma Chi.
They called you guys gnats because there were so many.
They called us gnats, and the guy dressed up like a fly, and he ran around with a big fly swatter, and we just laughed at him because we'd play him in softball, flag football, all these things, and sure enough, we whipped their butts.
But people talk smack when they're jealous.
True. I think so too.
So I've thought of many things while you were talking.
Okay.
First thing I was going to say is that I was also drawn to my sorority because it was a bunch of different people from different walks of life and different backgrounds, which I thought was cool. And you said that's what drew you to your fraternity.
Yeah.
But ultimately, what made you decide on Sigma Chi out of all the other fraternities? What did you like the best? Did you like the people?
The people.
What it stood for?
The people I met.
Yeah.
I just fell in love with them. So many. Scott Marcos. I don't want. I hate when I say names because people say I left them out, but my brain got operated on. So
It's
I
fine.
remember
If
certain
someone's
words.
upset with you,
I can remember Charlie Daniels two podcasts ago. Remember? I couldn't
Yeah.
recall. But no, so many. The morning we got to the fraternity house for the day of the ankle splash, me, Tim Pierce, Glenn Shaw, and Scott Marquis, they take us into the social room and we play Name That Tune.
Okay.
Name the Tune is when it's a drinking game where we put the radio on and the song comes on. Whoever names it first and gets it right can make the other guys drink.
Okay.
Well, you know me.
Oh, you were killing it, I'm sure.
I killed those guys.
You were the soberest one in that room.
I was, and it was so funny because even to this day, they're like, oh, man. Brian Schneider's pretty good at it, too. He's another fraternity brother of ours. But so, you go through 4 years, and we had so many brothers make excuses to stay active, stay in school because of Sigma Chi. I mean, we did so many things for the community and, just like I said, so much love and the bond we share. We share it to this day. It's funny. So this was about, I'm going all out of my time frames here for what we did, but this was 34 years ago, 36 years ago. I don't know. Me, Jim Wyatt, and Bud Palmer were hanging out, and we heard that the fraternity was getting sloppy, and they weren't doing the best they could to be students and active members of the community. So
this was the 90s?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and we decided we were going to get together a bunch of the brothers and go to the meeting was on Sunday night in Troy. So we were going to go and play golf over the weekend and go to the meeting and talk to the guys, right? Set these guys, I say they were kids. We were not long out of school. And so me and Jim and Bud decided we're going to do a golf tournament every year for all the fraternity brothers that want to come and join us, 8 or 5 guys. And so this is our, I know they're going to know, the guys are watching. 34 years, it's a long time. We haven't missed it. That's a long time. And we're up to right now, we have 60 plus guys that are coming.
Wow.
From 8 to 5. And
all different years?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And we have just a great time. We reconnect, and it's like we've seen each other every day. We get together because we do golf teams, so it's fun to have a competition. And then we just sit around hanging out afterwards around the pool or somebody's room that holds 60 people.
Drinking, making jokes.
We drink.
Someone's 60 people in one hotel room.
This will be the first year I go, and I'm not drinking. Dang. That's all right. I don't miss it as much as I thought I would.
Dang.
But
you'll be sipping on your non-alcoholic drinks.
Correct.
It's also, you really realize when you go out and you're not drinking that the true friends you still have a good time with. You don't need all that fun.
For sure, man. Listen, ever since I had this surgery, having conversations is a high for me. I sit around and talk to people and just love talking to people. I don't know why. I've enjoyed always connecting with people, but I just love our conversations. So we'll talk about everything and anything, and I don't hold it back. I'll tell people how things are going.
Cheers to that.
Cheers, baby. Cheers. And I love you, by the way.
I love you too.
So anyway, we the Sigma Chi's has just, like I said, for many years grown so deeply, especially 8 to 5, and we always respected moms and dads that come around. This is a funny thing that you're going to understand. So we had a fraternity house right off campus, and we had a rule that we were known as gentlemen. Mm-hmm. So when you went out in the community, you better act like a gentleman. Mm-hmm. Okay. And one of the things that cost most of the attention, I know what you can know I talk about, whenever a lady or female came into our social area, we would all stand up for them. Mm-hmm. And it becomes such a popular thing. Girls would be talking on campus, y'all got to go to the Sigma Chi house, because right when you walk in their social area, I don't care who you are, they stand up. And I was like, yeah, you should appreciate that because we're being gentlemen.
That's crazy.
It's such an old-fashioned thing, and even now, we were trying to tell the chapter now, look, if you start doing this again, you're going to see that people can recognize that you're gentlemen and you're trying to be gentlemen, when you're in the community, and so that was a really popular thing. I get irritated those kids don't do that anymore. I mean, I do.
So no wonder what you were doing, you would stand up if a woman entered the room.
Yes.
That's crazy.
It didn't matter. We had sometimes women would come in there, and we'd have 16 guys in there watching TV or in the kitchen. Every one of them just stand up. They'd stand up and sit back down and go back at it.
That's so crazy.
And we also had, back then, we had little sisters. So we had a ton of little sisters that were just, oh my God. My big sister was Beverly Hargrave. Sweetheart, just as kind as could be, looked out for me, wrote me letters at Christmas time. She was a big believer in Sigma Chi. She loved how they respected her, helped her. We that's just the way we react. I mean, even to this day, we do the same thing. I mean, every one of my brothers do. We want to be kind-hearted, smart, and good leaders. Mm-hmm. And good leaders is what everybody needs these days. And so just a bunch of good men. I really love the golf tournament. It's coming up in May, and I'm going to be there for that. But
it's very soon. It's already almost March.
Yeah, we're going to be in Auburn. It's held at Auburn this year, which is fine.
War damn
Eagle. Even though I'm an Alabama guy, it's a nice place. And they got Neil Nash and some of the younger guys are heading it up this year. Brian's helping them, trying to guide them. but they're understanding how tough it is. It's a hard. You're juggling a bunch of different temperaments, talents, and convictions. It's a challenge. It's a challenge.
You would plan it out like months in advance. I want to say like even through like around Christmas time, the fall time.
You know what I love most of all though, and the guys I don't know if they really appreciate as much, but I love because ever since I was the DJ at the fraternity, I turn around and I make a disc. Well, it used to be a CD, but now it's a jump drive, and I load songs on it, songs that I've mixed and created, and some remix stuff, and just make and this is the 25th year of that. So I'm going to make it really cool, and I'm going to make a 3-disc thing this year.
25 years of you making your CDs.
25 years.
You know what you should do is you should take like a frame or something and just frame each CD and put them on a wall or something. That'd be cool.
You're talking about the ones I've made?
Yeah.
The only problem with that is I never kept them because I would get tired of listening. I didn't get one. I'd give them away to 30, 40, 50, 60 people.
That's bonkers.
I should have kept them. I wish I had.
Yeah.
So I went back and borrowed some of the guys because I want to get some of the greatest songs and mixes I did for all the years to make this CD. So it's their greatest hit CD because 25 years is,
that's crazy.
Round numbers. But
I didn't know it was 25 years.
Yeah, and our golf tournament too, just switch gears a little bit. Our golf tournament is oh my gosh.
Handy.
No. It's a team. So you have 4 players. They all play the same ball. Whoever hits the best ball, you go to. So it's a team. It's called a
tournament.
See, my brain. It's called a. Oh my God! The guys watching though. It's anyway. So
is it a golf tournament?
We usually have several teams, and we go all around. We've been all around we've been to
the southeast.
We were in the southeast, South Florida, Georgia,
Alabama,
Mississippi, Alabama. We've been on the coast, Panama City, Fort Walton, Pensacola. We've gone there.
Should go to New Orleans.
It's yeah. We try to do it. We try to do it places where you're not distracted by other places
things
to party.
Yeah.
It just keeps us close. So the quieter area, the better it is for us.
Just get a big hotel with a golf.
Where's a fire pit and just hang out. Yeah, it's fine. But so the beautiful thing about when I got initiated by Sigma Chi was really a beautiful thing. It's a moving event. I'm not going to go into detail, but it was a moving event. You see a lot of things that really teach you about respecting each other, loving each other.
Do you not want to get into it because it's ritual?
Yeah, because it's ritual. And we do, and the brothers that are watching this will totally agree with me on this. There is a at the end of our meetings every year and at the end of the initiation, there's a speech that generally the leader of our chapter does, and it's
the president.
Man, it is moving. It is moving deeply. If I heard it right now, I would cry like a baby.
Aww.
It's just really special words.
That's creepy.
It's all right.
Sorry, it's the same speech every time?
Yeah.
It's a part of the ritual?
Not saying what it is, but yeah. And we've had some consuls that have come through. John Weekly was the consul when I got initiated, and he was freaking awesome doing it. We've had a lot of the guys, that generally the consul, which is the president of the chapter, would do it. So it was, those guys are just awesome. I mean, really, just, like I said, I could start giving 100 names out with some of these guys. Jay Davis was my big brother, and he was, one of the things I enjoyed is I got voted to be the social chairman because I was the DJ that DJ'd all the parties.
That got all the people going, wanting everyone to party.
I got to tell you a story one time that sticks in my head. In all the years DJing, because I DJ at Church Street Station, Phineas Fogg's, which is it was the 3rd largest tourist place in Florida when I worked there. And I would walk in on Tuesday night there, and there would be a line to get in at 8 o'clock, and we'd stay open until 2 o'clock. I mean, waiting to get in. And it would pack, jamming. I mean, it was packed. but so I saw a lot of, fun stuff that went on with DJ, and some movements with the crowd and getting them crazy.
Sidebar, sorry, keep your thought. We were on a cruise this weekend, and there was like a booty shaking and sexiest man competition. I was like, Dad, you don't want to stay and watch it? He's like, honey, I was a DJ for however many years. Like, I've seen it all. We used to do all the kind of stuff like that. And I was just like,
it's
okay.
True. Y'all are trying to get me to go up there. I'm like, I ain't doing it.
Oh, yeah, because they want him to be on the sexiest man competition, which, like, whatever.
Well,
you didn't want to do it.
Anyway, the guy that won it, you could tell it made his life.
Well, it was funny.
So happy.
It was hilarious.
The guy with the captain. Anyway, so listen to this. So we used to do, we would do derby Derby.
Sorry,
It was
if you
a
guys
fundraiser.
hear my mom's blow drying her hair in
Yeah.
the background.
Anyway,
Anyways,
so-
Derby.
So it was the Derby, and it was a week of competition, and then we got to the point where we do a Miss Derby contest. So we put a stage on the back of our fraternity house, and we'd invite different sorority girls or independents who wanted to come and do it was like a beauty contest, and we had judges and all that. So and we raised money for
Your philanthropy?
yeah, we had a philanthropy. Now it was Wallace.
Okay, I'm
Wallace
Googling it.
Kids.
Where's my phone?
Wallace Kids.
Keep talking. I'm going to Google your
So
philanthropy.
No, so listen. So Brian Schneider was emceeing the function, and we were packed. I mean, the fraternity house at Troy was packed. It was crazy.
For this event, part of Derby Days?
Yes, and I decided as the DJ, when the show is over, it's time to kick the music on and get the people to party. And so my dad owned a radio station at the time. He owned it for a few years, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. He owned the radio station. And in the radio station, it had a studio, so I'd go in and create stuff. So I'd go into this. Your grandpa told me, he goes, yeah, you can go use the studio and create things. So I got into the studio, and I could adjust my voice and all this stuff, and I created this thing. So it basically said, ladies and gentlemen, you're now standing in the Sigma Chi fraternity house. Soon, you'll be transported to a place you've never been before.
I've heard that exact
The place,
vocal on your
the
CDs.
place, the deep party zone. So I had echo and deepen my voice even more. And I just remember, so I told everybody, I got 3 brothers to volunteer. So Brian is up on stage. They announced the winner, boom, 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 and he says, y'all have a good night. We're going to party now, boom, boom. And I had somebody at every light in the house turn all the lights off. So we're standing in the dark. Everybody's in the dark, and I'm sitting there, and I hit my button. It says, ladies and gentlemen, you are now standing in the Sigma Chi fraternity.
Were people screaming?
Yes,
Like-
and I had the number 1 song. It was, Jermaine Stewart. We don't have to take our clothes off to have a good time. Is an old funk song at the top. But anyway, I did my voice thing, and as soon as that you're out in the party zone or whatever, we hit the freaking dance floor lights on. Boom, the music came out as a hit, and people screamed in the yard. They screamed all over, and of course, just start rocking. That was just moving to me because I was like, I can't believe I moved the crowd so bad. And they got in the dance floor, and you couldn't get in the room. You couldn't get in the building back then. It was just, it was crazy. But anyway, that was a fun time back then. And of course, like I said, my initiation was special, and spending time with these guys. I mean, Bud Palmer and Wes Thornall and, my gosh, Tim Pierce, which was really cool. So me and Tim go off to Troy. We get to Troy, and his father had died. We were seniors in high school, and his mom was struggling. So he started school, then he just didn't ever get started. He went back home to help take care of her. So he didn't go through initiation with me and everything. So this was probably 10 or 15 years ago. It's been a while. We called up the chapter in Illinois, which our main chapter is. We asked for permission to legally initiate Tim, and that was a cool thing. So we took him back to Troy. All the brothers, the older brothers, and we all went and sat through the initiation, got Tim initiated. It was really cool.
Oh, that's really sweet. I didn't know that.
It was, man. It was really cool. And of course, he cried and got emotional. It was really a neat time. But so over the years, whenever we needed anything, if any kind of struggling or anything, we call each other. There's so many of us, and it would you'd be surprised at how close we are. A lot of guys, we've had some guys struggling with alcohol and different things, and we step in to help them, man. These guys, I was shocked when your grandfather died. Some of these guys drove from South Florida to go to that funeral. A bunch of guys came from all over.
Right.
Gosh, the McCatherines, and it was just special. I was shocked, to be honest with you, when they all came to my father's and mother's funerals when they passed away. So, it's unique. But you could tell that. I mean, Jay Davis was here. I mean, we've been. There's so many of us. Like I said, the golf tournament's in May. We've got like almost 70 guys coming.
It's crazy. So would you say your favorite memory was that party story? Well, I mean, I know you have a lot, but I guess I wanted to, and you had kind of already answered it. I was going to ask you what your favorite memory is.
Well,
what else sticks out to you?
Probably when I met your mom.
Yeah.
I told you that story, right? So we would do pledge swaps, where pledge swaps are the pledge brothers in the fraternity.
I think you shared this on one of the episodes.
We drove to,
when he fell over a tree stump.
We drove over to the sorority house, which was Pace Hall? Pace Hall thing. Yeah.
I think.
And so we would sing to the girls the pledges, and then we would drive them back to fraternity house where we'd have a little party, and then there was a time later in the evening where the brothers and the sisters that were initiated would come in and party. We'd party at the party. And so, we got through singing, and of course, I wanted to hang out with your mom.
You're like, she's purty.
And so I talked to her and two of her girlfriends to come get in my car, which is a Trans Am with T-tops. And we had the T-tops out of the car. So anyway, right when I said that, she goes, okay, we'll walk with you. And I'm walking back. We're talking to them. Hey, y'all going to have fun tonight? We have a great party. It's a good time, blah, blah, blah. And sure enough, there was a tree stump there. And I bought right over the tree. I mean, I flipped. And I jumped up. I said, I'm okay, don't worry. And then we get to the car, we put them in the car. The girls, they're all sitting in the back seat because they were being, professional. They sat in the back seat of my Trans Am, and my buddy, who was with me?
We call that demure nowadays.
Yeah. Anyway, so we get in the car. And of course, we didn't put the T-tops back in. And those girls had their hair all ready. Back in the 80s, your hair was all sprayed and perfumed up.
The hairspray, a hole in the ozone layers because of those people.
And they got so mad because the T-tops were blowing their hair. And it was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? It was fun. I got so many stories. We used to have a beach party every year too. So we'd go on the beach and stay in the hotel there and just have a great time. And we took it over. We'd go into big bars in Fort Walton.
No way.
Yes.
I didn't know it was in Fort Walton where you guys were going.
Yes, we go there in Panama City for our beach parties. We went to Pensacola one time, but I mean, we took over every bar we went to. There's so many of us, and we were happy. We were fun. We weren't there to start trouble, and it was a good time. We did
there
so
to
much.
have a good time.
Yeah, but I love Sigma Chi, man. They've really done a lot for my life.
Oh, you believe
those men are just top notch. I mean, gosh, I want to start listing out names, but I don't want to hurt some feelings. But there's so many men that have really, given me a lot of pride in them and how they carry themselves and how everything they want to do to, make Sigma Chi better, because we stand for good things. We stand for, doing the right thing, being the best men we can. And we make sure that we look out for each other and that stuff too, which is really important. But we also have a good time. I could tell you some stories about some of these guys.
I don't know if I want to know them.
Well, I'll tell you one last story, which is kind of embarrassing, but I was a kid. I had the Trans Am. Mm-hmm. And
the T-top.
My good friend Trip Garner, he went to a Bible school in Mississippi. He went to Mississippi College.
Okay.
And he was coming to visit me, and he was riding over with a preacher back into Montgomery, and I had to go pick him up. So I got Neil Starling and Bud Palmer. I said, y'all drive my car and go with me, and we'll go pick him up. Well, we started drinking, and we were drinking.
Drinking and driving.
Yeah, I know. We were drinking peppermint schnapps.
Oh my God.
And Busch Light.
I remember you told me the story. I was like, you definitely were a kid if you're drinking peppermint schnapps like that.
Yeah, it was embarrassing because we get there and Jackie is not able to talk. It was bad. I overdrank.
Picking your friend up from his Bible school. And you're
and so
really
we're in the house. We get into the house.
Talk.
We're in the house, in their house. Trip wasn't there yet. So we're sitting around to watch. We're watching the Braves.
Mind you, you're all like...
Yeah, watching the Braves, and lo and behold, I have to go to the bathroom, and I laid down in the bathroom to take a nap.
Oh no!
See, I was,
at least
19 years
like
old. I was a kid. I learned a lot.
It could have been
lessons.
worse. You could have thrown up
and so
somewhere. You could have peed the base. Like
true. Trip gets there, and Neil Starling leans over to him and says, "Bud is Jackie. Don't talk to Jackie because we shouldn't even." Because Neil came to the bathroom and says, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I needed a nap." Stands me up. It was sad. It was sad.
No, that's funny though.
It was funny. It was a kid, and sure enough, Bud says. So Trip goes, "Well, hi, Jackie." Didn't know what to do. I'm sorry, Trip, if everybody's seeing this, but anyway, it was
really funny.
It was fun, but yeah, I learned a lesson not to drink like that anymore, and I don't drink like it at all. So
no, you don't.
So yeah, but looking forward to May. See these guys. They have blown me up since I've had my surgery. Those guys are just so sweet. They're all sweet, man. Mm-hmm. Gosh, I can't even think of a bad one in the whole group. I should have bought my list of names. So
I was going to say, I might cut this out in editing or I'll leave it in, but we're going to do multiple episodes on Sigma Chi. So for our next one, we could do like a dedication at the end where you can put all the names on like a screen or something.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
We are a little behind on recording. We're actually recording this Thursday night, and this is going out tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be up late editing and putting the name in for this one, but the next time we can do that.
True.
Yeah.
But it was just a special time, and I'm glad it continues now. And I can tell you this: whenever I die, there's going to be Sigma Chi stuff at my funeral.
Oh,
I guarantee you that and
Alabama
and Troy and you guys.
Opelika.
Yeah,
Well,
Opelika, Bulldogs.
of course, I'll be there.
Yeah. So anyway, we got to wrap up.
We do need to wrap up. There were some things I wanted to say. Oh, I tried to look up the philanthropy, and then it didn't show me. It's like you guys made your official philanthropy, but as of 2012, the Huntsman Cancer Foundation. Is that what it was?
Wow.
But nothing else is coming up.
Well, it's for Sigma Chi, but it was for kids. I forget. Maybe
it's okay.
wrong.
Someone can comment.
We got a lot of smart
if you
guys.
remember.
We got a lot of smart guys in our chapter. A lot of smart guys.
Yeah, I can't find
So they're going to pick apart some of the stuff I said, but it's all right.
It's fine.
It's all right. I still love you.
There's so much to say, so much to share. We talked about the golf tournament, all of your friends, some of your favorite memories.
Yes.
The tree stump story will never not send me topsy-turvy. Like, that story kills me.
But I bounced back.
But it's so funny. Like, I can just see you in like a leather jacket, like with your brown hair, like all excited, like guys are gonna go, and then you stumble over.
Yeah, it was embarrassing.
That's like something that's written in like a movie.
I was embarrassed for a lot of things back then, but anyway.
That's just being young, though. Like, embarrassment is a mindset. And I've been saying this. We need to wrap up 31 minutes.
We do, but I want to say something. So I was gonna do one of these on my all the girls I dated through high school and junior high, and
we can talk about
the marriage. And your mom says you shouldn't name names. I'm like, all I did was kiss them and hang out with them. It's not like
so that does kind of say more that you shouldn't be saying.
Well, but she said some of the husbands might be upset. I'm like, we were like 17.
Well, you should ask consent if you're using names. We learned that lesson when I had to bleep out some names that you said prior.
Well, he said I could use his name. Then he came back and says you shouldn't use the name.
And that's okay. He can pull back his consent whenever he wants.
That's true. All right, let's wind down. It's 30 minutes.
Yeah,
okay.
We're a little bit past.
Yes. So.
Okay, so I don't know what our topic is next week, but we post every Friday at 9 a.m. So this will be up tomorrow at 9 a.m. He always posts it on Facebook.
Yes.
Subscribe to our channel, and you can
Please
put
subscribe
on the notifications.
Yes.
We noticed that there has been a dwindle in the views since the first one, which is fine. I mean, this is more for us and whoever wants to watch. I just think it's funny that there's 700 for the first one and then like 200 in the next one. But it's fine. I'm not a cop. I'm just saying.
I'm making these for my grandson.
That's what I'm saying.
So you get to watch it if you get to watch it.
I'm just saying, I just think it's funny.
You're funny, though. You young kids are really good because every time we close it down, you're telling people to subscribe.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
I'm a consumer
it's not for those people.
Podcasts
if people want to watch it, that's cool. It's not for the people. It's for my grandson. Any grandson going forward.
I guess I'm speaking for the people who enjoy watching the podcast. You can click the subscribe button and then get notifications and see every episode we post.
When my grandson, which even I live way past this cancer, if my grandson, when he's 17 years old, I'm going to be dead anyway, but he's going to say, I love Sigma Chi.
Yeah, he's going to be up on YouTube watching
He's going to be checking out Sigma Chi. Yeah, no. All right, so.
Okay, ready?
Well, yes.
Peace,
love, and
funk
rock and soul.
roll.
I get it wrong.
Funk and roll.
Love you guys.
Rock and soul, funk and roll.
Have a great weekend.
Love you.
Peace.
Mwah.